Do not watch alone. Some things only strike in silence. On the outskirts of the city stood an old, abandoned mansion known as Shadows Manor. Everyone said that at night, strange sounds could be heard, like the restless spirit of someone trapped. Tonight, a group of friends, Alex, Sarah, Zoe, and Daniel, decided, despite their fear, to spend the night there. As soon as they stepped through the mansion's door, a cold breeze swept past their necks. The door was broken, and even when pushed, it creaked open slowly. The darkness inside was so deep that they couldn't even see their own hands. Alex turned on a flashlight, and they cautiously stepped further inside. Old paintings, whose eyes seemed to follow them, adorned every wall. Zoe whispered, "These paintings are watching me. It feels wrong." A little further, Sarah heard a soft sound, like someone breathing nearby. Daniel laughed nervously. Probably just a rat. But when they looked toward the source of the sound, there was only an old, broken room. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed through the mansion. They all froze and turned toward it. The scream was so sharp and human-like that it made their lips tremble. Alex shone the flashlight and saw a shadow rush past them at incredible speed, then vanish. Sarah's voice quivered as she said, "I think someone is behind us." Daniel, hiding a nervous smile beneath his bravado, said, "It's just your imagination." But the fear in all their hearts was growing. As they moved toward the oldest part of the mansion, they noticed an old diary lying on the dusty floor. Zoe picked up the diary, and as she read the first line aloud, "Anyone who spends the night in this mansion will never return." At that moment, they heard the door slam shut behind them, and another sound, this time soft and chilling, whispered past their ears, "I've been waiting for you." The four friends were trapped inside Shadows Manor. The door that had slammed shut behind them was now impossible to move, as if an invisible force held it tightly. Every heartbeat echoed in the empty hallways, and the mansion seemed to breathe around them. Alex, trying to stay brave, suggested, "Let's check the upstairs. Maybe there's another exit." Sarah shook her head. "I don't think there is. I can feel something watching us." As they climbed the creaking staircase, the air grew colder, and their breaths became visible. Zoe whispered, "Why does it feel like the walls themselves are closing in?" Daniel scoffed, but even he couldn't hide the tremor in his voice. "This is ridiculous. It's just an old house." Suddenly, a series of soft knocks echoed from a nearby door. The sound was slow at first, then rapid, like someone impatient. They approached the door cautiously. Alex reached for the handle, and a whisper stopped him. "Turn back. You don't belong here." All four froze. The whisper was soft but icy, as if the words came from inside their very skulls. Ignoring it, Alex opened the door. The room was empty, but in the center stood a tall, shadowy figure. It had no face, only hollow darkness where features should have been. The friends gasped in terror. Before anyone could react, the figure vanished, leaving behind the faint scent of decay. Sarah clutched Daniel's arm. Did you see that?" Daniel nodded, swallowing hard. "Yeah, and I don't think it's gone." They moved down the hallway, trying to find another way out. That's when they noticed that the walls were no longer lined with ordinary paintings. The faces in the portraits had changed. The eyes seemed alive, following every movement, and each face twisted into silent screams. Zoe's voice shook as she read aloud an inscription under one painting. "Once you enter, the shadows will own you. There is no escape." A sudden crash upstairs made them jump. Something, or someone, was moving above them, pacing back and forth. The whispers grew louder, now all around them. "I've been waiting. I've been watching. I will have you." Alex shone his flashlight in every direction, but the beam kept catching glimpses of fleeting shadows, shapes that darted too quickly to be human. Then, without warning, the floor beneath Sarah creaked ominously, and a cold hand seemed to brush her ankle. She screamed, and the shadows in the hallway stretched, twisting toward them like dark fingers reaching to pull them into the walls. Panic set in. They ran, turning corner after corner, only to find themselves back in the same central hall, the diary from before lying open on the floor. Its pages were now blank, except for a new line, scrawled in fresh, dark ink. "Tonight, one of you will stay forever." The four friends were now in complete panic. Every hallway they ran down seemed to twist and change behind them, as if the mansion itself was alive. The cold intensified, and the air smelled of rotting wood and something far worse, something dead. Alex tried to stay in control. We need to stick together. Just find a way out. Sarah's voice trembled. There is no way out. It's like the house is trapping us. Suddenly, the shadows around them thickened, moving independently. They no longer just followed. They lunged. Zoe screamed as a dark shape wrapped around her arm, pulling her toward the wall. She struggled, but it was like trying to fight smoke. Daniel grabbed her, yanking her back. But then the floor beneath Alex cracked, and a skeletal hand shot up from the wooden boards, clawing at his leg. He fell, screaming, barely managing to pull himself free. The whispers grew deafening, echoing inside their heads. The shadows hunger, the shadows take, the shadows never release. As they ran through a long, narrow hallway, Sarah's flashlight flickered, revealing dozens of shadowy figures standing silently, staring with hollow faces. Each step they took brought the figures closer, their movements synchronized like a hunting pack. Alex spotted a spiral staircase leading to the attic. There, maybe there's an exit, he shouted. They sprinted toward it, hearts pounding in terror. In the attic, they found a massive mirror leaning against the wall. The surface rippled unnaturally, reflecting their terrified faces, but something was off. Behind them in the reflection were dozens of shadowy figures, reaching out with elongated hands, their eyes black pits of despair. Zoe whispered, "We can't escape. It's everywhere." The mirror suddenly cracked, splintering across the surface. Shadows shot out like liquid, engulfing Alex and Zoe first. Sarah and Daniel tried to pull them back, but it was useless. The shadows swallowed them completely, leaving nothing but silence and the faintest whisper. One by one, "You belong to us." Sarah and Daniel screamed, running blindly. The diary appeared again on the attic floor, open to a new page. Tonight, all who enter Shadows Manor will join the darkness. There is no tomorrow, only the endless night. As they backed into a corner, the room went completely dark. No flashlight, no moonlight, only the suffocating black. The whispers were now in every corner, surrounding them, rising to a deafening crescendo. "We've been waiting, and now you're ours." The last thing Daniel saw before the shadows claimed him was Sarah's terrified eyes, and then nothing. The mansion fell silent again, leaving only the empty, abandoned Shadows Manor, waiting for the next intruders. If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon for more terrifying stories.